Meet Michael, 58 years old, living in Oregon. And Michael's life, it's falling apart. He's been married to Susan for 17 years, but their relationship is basically on life support. Michael's the kind of husband who thinks romance means burping in your face when you try to kiss him. He nitpicks her spending, even though Susan, a nurse, makes more money than him. In his job, he's a janitor at an adult video store. Not exactly the dream career. Worse, Michael's attitude is toxic. He tells anyone who will listen that life is a bleep sandwich. Over the years, Susan's had enough, and in 2005, she finally tells him, "I want a divorce." Michael is devastated. Instead of going straight to the courthouse, they agree to a trial separation. Susan keeps the house. Michael moves in with his dad. For Michael, moving out isn't just a setback. It's the start of a total collapse. First, he loses his job at the video store. Then, his dad kicks him out. Now he's broke, homeless, and convinced Susan's divorce is inevitable. But instead of trying to fix his life, Michael starts thinking about how to end hers. You see, the house Susan lives in is worth around $300,000. It's in both their names. And Michael realizes, if Susan just happened to die, the house and the money would be all his. But Michael isn't the type to get his hands dirty. He wants someone else to do the job. Enter Ed, an ex-coworker from the video store. Ed is an ex-convict, and not just for petty theft. He actually spent 9 years in prison for hiring someone to kill his ex-girlfriend. Michael tells Ed about his problem, and Ed doesn't hesitate. In fact, Ed offers to do the job himself for $50,000. The plan is set, the date is picked, and in 2006, Michael sets it all in motion. On the morning of the hit, Michael drives to Susan's house. While she's out, he still has the alarm code, so he lets himself in and leaves a note saying he's going to the beach for a few days. This fake alibi is meant to make him look innocent later. Meanwhile, Ed is getting ready for his job by doing an absurd amount of cocaine. Once he's high enough to feel invincible, he drives to Susan's house, slips inside, and hides behind her bedroom door, waiting for her to come home. Susan returns home. Something feels wrong. The bedroom is darker than she left it. Before she can react, Ed lunges out from behind the door. He's holding a hammer. Bam! He swings and hits her. They crash into the wall, wrestling for control of the weapon. At first, Susan thinks this is a burglary. She's bracing for demands like, "Where's the jewelry?" But Ed doesn't say a word. He just keeps trying to smash her with the hammer. That's when Susan realizes, this man isn't here to rob her. He's here to kill her. And if she wants to live, she's going to have to fight harder than she's ever fought in her life. Fueled by adrenaline, Susan wrestles the hammer out of his hands. Bam, bam, bam. She strikes his head 3 times, but Ed grabs it back and punches her, once in the face. Then again, she collapses to the floor. One more hit from that hammer, and it's over. But Susan's not done yet. Her body surges with another burst of adrenaline. She grabs Ed, drags him down, and bites him. On the arm, the thigh, even in the groin through his pants. Anytime she gets a free hand, she reaches into his pockets, trying to find ID she can hide for police to discover later. 14 minutes of non-stop struggle. Both of them are bleeding, bruised, and exhausted, lying on their sides, gasping for breath. Susan sees her chance. She climbs onto Ed's back and locks her arm around his neck in a chokehold. "Tell me who sent you," she yells. "I'll call an ambulance if you tell me." But Ed just growls. Susan tightens her grip and holds it until he stops moving. Barely able to stand, Susan runs to a neighbor's house. They call 911. When police arrive, they quickly connect Ed to Michael. The $50,000 murder plot is exposed. Michael is arrested, his mugshot showing the face of a man who thought he was about to win and lost everything. Michael thought he could destroy Susan. Instead, she fought him and his hitman with a level of grit most people can only imagine. And in the end, she didn't just survive. She made sure the man who betrayed her would spend the rest of his life paying for it.